you're having trouble sleeping, like lots of us seem to be at the moment, watch this for the next 12 minutes. You could be gone. Ooh, put the bar back on. Right, before I get on to my records, I am going to give a quick shout out for mental health, and my advice is simple. If you're struggling, get help. Don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer alone. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed. Speak to your friends, speak to your family, speak to your doctor. I've been digging out some of my old 45s. And for you youngsters, they were called 45s because they used to spin around 45 revs per minute. And they were 7 inches. And so before we get to the 80s, I'm going to go through some, well, this is from the 50s. This is Elvis's first #1 in the UK. It was recorded in January 57 and came out in June, I think. Now, what's interesting about this is the early Elvis records in the UK came under his master's voice, HMV, because RCA did not produce yet in this country. You may think it's rare. It's not, because obviously it sold so many. If you go on eBay, there's loads of them. However, this one's got gold writing, and I think that's rarer than the silver writing, because these inserts here, they weren't all the same. And if you're an expert or a geek or whatever you want to be, they will tell you exactly. So that's all she got. And the world was very different in 1957. But I think it still sounds great. So that was 57. If you go 6 years later, on EMI Parlophone, you get this. Again, not very rare because it sold so many. I prefer the B-side, which is called This Boy. Now, because you can Spotify and stream things these days, I mean, even if you're not a Beatles fan, you would have known, you would have heard I Wanna Hold Your Hand. This Boy. Quite 50s sounding actually, but the harmonies are brilliant. This is from 1960, and it says the Crickets. And the reason, no, I don't even know if Buddy Holly is actually on this. The reason, anyway, the reason I've got this out is because it's an EP. And for you youngsters, EPs were extended plays, and then this one's got 4 songs on, 2 on each side. I'll have to look that up actually to see what that actually is. I haven't got a turntable, so I can't play these things. I missed that sound. Right, for those Welshies, this is on Decca, 1965. It's not unusual, which I do believe was #1 on St. David's Day, which was a day my mum's brother, my uncle, emigrated to Australia, and at the going away party that was played all the time apparently. Okay, now we're going to go on to 1976, maybe 78. I see. Once the B-side was 76. Anyway, this is Grease Lightning from Grease, and I remember this because it was gold, and I also remember it because it got naughty words, and of course it's a great song. The Wombles were big in the 70s, and if you don't know who the Wombles were, they used to go overground, underground, wombling 3. They were a children's TV show, and they used to release records, and this could be one of my first memories. I'm pretty sure that I saw them in the New Theatre. I can look it up actually. Anyway, The guy who wrote this stuff is called Mike Batt, who's still quite active on Twitter, and he's quite a successful songwriter. But the reason I've got this out is because somebody's written on there, and it's probably me. Gary Glitter rules. No, Gary, no, you didn't. This is the first record I ever bought, and I'm pretty sure you've never heard of it. It was an old song apparently. It's called The Bristol Stomp by The Late Show. I must have heard it on radio and thought, great, 1979. Okay, in the late 70s you also got these things. These started to come up. Ooh, red. And then your picture discs. Now I bet there's loads of you on my generation out there. These are obviously reissues. 12-inch picture disc as well, with the extended mixes and all that. I don't think I've got any 12 inches, but the problem was, see, when I was young in the 80s, and I was buying obviously random stuff from the charts, and obviously tape in the top 40, but I tended to buy mostly old music. Anyway, this is a good one. 83 maybe, 82 again, I don't know. Yazoo, Nobody's Diary, and Alison Moyer is the singer, and what was his name, Vince Clarke. He was in Depeche Mode, and I think he went on to do, or still in Erasure. Early 80s synth pop. Get on your Spotify if you haven't heard it, it must be on there. Okay, there's my name there. Right, when I was in Spain in 1982 on holiday, they kept playing this on the, it was like a projector thing. The film Rocky 3, I don't think it was actually out in the UK then. And, oh, was that focusing? Yeah. Eye of the Tiger, still a great song. Bam, 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 bam. Now, if you've noticed, I'm trying my best not to sing. Oh, there's my name on there. This is Heaven 17, Temptation, another song I think is absolutely brilliant. I saw them last year supporting Squeeze, I think. But I also saw him once at Chepstow Races. Another song I think is still brilliant. This is Daryl Hall and John Oates, Man Eater. Don't suppose I knew what a man eater was then. The only thing I am now is a cake eater. Whoa, here she comes. Again, if you're young, Spotify. This song is often heard on adverts, TV adverts, and they change the I can't even say the word. They change the words. Hang on, lyrics. There we go. And I remember buying this, and obviously, well, not obviously, but every now and then I do a faz. That's what we all used to sing. Well, I did. Okay, I gotta have a bit of Macca in here. I absolutely love this song, Pipes of Peace. I don't mind a peace song as long as it's, you know, quite subtle. And Pipes of Peace, which made #1 just after Christmas, early 84 I think. I'm going to finish on a, if you're my generation, you will certainly know this. Pass the Dutchie upon the left hand side. Musical Youth. Now see, just makes you smile thinking about it. The one of them died quite young, actually, sadly. Apparently they still I'll say that again, they still exist, with only 2 of them, and they're still called Musical Youth, even though one of them is 53. I don't suppose musical middle age sounds as good, does it? So anyway, there's my first batch. There's loads more. I could talk all day.